Hi everybody, it's Morgan and I haven't filmed in a good month. Today I'm really excited to actually have a day to pause and reflect and relax. I feel like I've been absolutely non-stop this past month. I've been working full-time at my internship, which is 9 to 5 in Manhattan, and I commute there from Queens, so the whole day ends up being like 7:45 in the morning when I leave to 6:15 or 6:30 at night when I get home. It seems like I just haven't even had a moment to breathe, and I'm so happy to be relaxing today. It's a rainy day and I'm at home doing all the things that I've been needing to do for a month. I wanted to do that little intro, that little preface, apologize for being non-existent for a month, but let you know that in a week my internship ends and I will be back at it full-time working on content, and I'm really excited about it. All right, so today I am going to be doing a little bit of a back to school themed video. 5 things that I wish I knew before starting college. So it's my college advice, kind of like my 5 biggest pieces of advice for you. I am going into my senior year of college, which is unbelievable to me, but I think it gives me the credit to say that I've lived through a lot of my college life. I know how to do it. I know the ropes, and I'm gonna give you the pieces of advice that I kind of wish that I knew before I started. Without further ado, let's start with number 1. You do not need to bring your entire wardrobe with you to college. Now, I know what you're thinking. I need options. I don't even know what kind of events I'm going to be going to. I need like a bunch of formal dresses just in case. I need a bunch of like more casual dresses. I need to bring all of these different pairs of shoes, and like, wow, I'm going to be putting together really cute outfits every single day. I want to look my best for class. So let's bring everything I've ever owned and buy like a million new pieces of clothing. But I'm telling you, and this is not just me saying it, this is like all of my friends, everybody I know, maybe you start off trying when you go to class and like wearing really nice outfits, and there are going to be those occasions where you're going to a formal, a nice dinner with friends, or you go on a date or whatever. You want to have a few options, yes, and I'm planning to do an entire video on like what you need to bring to college and what you do not need to bring to college with clothing and just like in general with life and products and things. But clothing wise, I would say the majority of the people in college, you included and your classmates, are probably going to give up on like making nice outfits and even like wearing jeans, like real pants. A lot of people just end up wearing, like girls end up wearing like leggings and kind of athleisure wear, sneakers or flip-flops, and like not really putting a lot of effort into the outfit. I pretty much do like a little bit of makeup and try to make my hair look nice, wear like some jewelry. I put in a little bit of effort, but I still end up wearing leggings like 90% of the time and like a comfortable top. The important thing is just bring all your comfortable clothes and like a few outfits that are a little nicer, like rompers or dresses or whatever. And I'm speaking to girls when I say this, but I mean whoever is watching, whatever you deem as appropriate or comfortable for like an everyday look, then, you know, go ahead and do that. But you aren't gonna have room in your dorm room / apartment likely for all of these different options. You're gonna have friends that you can borrow from. In terms of like dresses for formals and things like that, a lot of the time you and your friend group you're just gonna like circle around and wear each other's dresses, and it's like nobody even notices what you wear. Honestly, that's something that I've learned. Nobody like notices or cares what everybody else wears unless it's something like absurd. You only really pay attention to what you wear, but like most people don't care nearly as much as you do about what you're wearing. So just something to ponder. Number 2, this is about social scene, and the next couple ones are about social scene, because the college social scene is really strange and you don't understand it until you're in it. But everybody finds their people in different ways at different times. If you start out say it's your freshman year and you're on your, you know, freshman year floor in your dorm, and you don't immediately hit it off with everybody around you, and you're like, oh my god, I am meeting people in my classes who are like so close with their freshman floors. The whole freshman floor culture is actually quite strange. Like, people do often get really close to their freshman year floor and like stay friends through college, but it's not the only time that you will have the opportunity to make friends. My next point will go a little bit more into this, but like getting involved in things that you actually care about. Like, everybody's heard this, get involved, join a club, join a whatever organization, and I'll get more into that. But like, again, you have so many opportunities in college. Like, everybody's looking to make friends, so like don't even be ashamed about just like striking up conversations with people in your classes. I've made a ton of friends through my classes, just by like bonding over homework or like exams, and then like it slowly progresses into like actual friendship where you hang out outside of class and like go out together and whatever. It's quite nice. Don't get like stressed out if you don't immediately have like people to latch onto in college. I know like when I first started and I knew a lot of people already because I go to a state school, the state that I'm from, so I knew a lot of people going into it. But again, I wanted to branch out and not only hang out with people I already knew, and I wanted to make friends, but just push yourself to be a little bit social, maybe out of your comfort zone, whether or not you're introverted or extroverted. It's really important to like gain that social support when you're going through this like giant transitory stage in your life and you're like finally on your own and you can like do all these things, you have all this freedom and you're not living at home. It is nice and fun and good to have a lot of pals, but don't stress out if it doesn't happen immediately. Like I said, everybody finds their people in different ways and at different points. You might not find your kind of like actual people until your junior year, your senior year. Okay, my third point is everybody is not partying, and you don't have to, but if you want to, then you should. Like, this is gonna vary depending on what kind of school you go to. I go to the University of Delaware, which was just ranked the #1 party school in America, so you love to hear that. And when I started college, I honestly was prepared to not participate in the party scene whatsoever. I was like pretty driven on like, oh, I don't drink, I don't whatever, I don't like to party, it's not my scene. And to this day, I still think that that is true. But I have explored it so much since I started college. And, you know, depending on what you like to do, the kind of person you are, whether you're extroverted and you prefer to be in like a crowded, fun, loud party scene, or like a quiet night in with your pals, maybe crack open some wine or whatever you like, I think it's important to explore it. If your school is a party school, or if it's not, you're gonna be surrounded by a party atmosphere. At least that's what I have found and what I've heard from friends who go to different schools. You're gonna be surrounded by a lot of kids doing a lot of things that like maybe you weren't exposed to when you were in high school or when you were growing up. And you don't need to acclimate to that exact whatever you're seeing just to fit in or appease your peers. Like, obviously you've heard like peer pressure, it doesn't matter, but when you're actually in the situation, it is kind of difficult to stand your ground and like respect yourself and your own values if you don't want to participate in something but like everybody else around you is. It's actually quite easy to just fall in and be like, all right, like I'll like try it, or I'll like have a little or whatever. But if you don't want to and you're not comfortable with it, there are so many excuses you can use. And this, like, I'm talking about drinking right now, like especially in the beginning, if you're like paranoid about like, if you don't have experience drinking, I don't recommend that you just like dive like head first and just like drink as much as your cohorts, because like you don't know how much they can tolerate and whatnot. But I would say just be very aware, stand your ground, and literally I am telling you, like, I have been victim to this and I have been through it. Don't fall for peer pressure. Like, literally it doesn't matter, and nobody cares if you're actually drinking or not. If you're uncomfortable with with anything, then don't do it. Again, some of the excuses you can use: I don't drink, or I'm not drinking tonight, or I'm driving tonight, or I'm on antibiotics, or I have to get up really early in the morning, or oh, that kind of alcohol just doesn't sit right with me, or like I'm not feeling well. Literally any and all of the above. Like, nobody's gonna second guess you, nobody's gonna question it. I'm telling you. And if they do, then they're weird. And like, if they care that much that you're drinking as well, then I'd probably slowly back away. Number 4, and this is going back to my points about getting involved. So this goes for a lot of things. You won't know unless you try. So that might not sound that great, but I really believe in this. You won't know unless you try. So, you know, say a lot of your friends are thinking about joining a sorority or a fraternity, and you were hesitant and you didn't really like plan to, but all of your friends are like, oh, just like try it, go through formal recruitment, see what it's like. You won't know unless you try. I think that this is true. I personally was in that situation my freshman year. I never had any idea or inkling to join a sorority. It just never seemed up my alley. It wasn't something that interested me. But on my freshman year floor, a lot of girls were going through it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it too. I went through formal recruitment. I ended up joining a sorority, and I was in it for several months. I would say like a semester, and then I ended up dropping. But at least now I know that it wasn't for me. I could have looked back like my senior year and regretted it and been like, wow, look at all my friends who have all these like great friends in their sororities. Like, I wonder what my college experience would have been like had I tried it. But for that reason, I'm glad that I did try it and that I didn't stick with it, because I think I've grown a lot as a result of the experience, and I am grateful for the experience. So again, with things like joining clubs, joining Greek life, or partying, or, you know, trying to meet people that you maybe wouldn't have otherwise like gotten along with or like talked to, you can learn so much from that. And I would say it's better to have done and tried than to have not tried at all. That wraps up my point. So number 5, I'm gonna get a little sappy here. Maybe this is just because of where I am in my college career, but I am telling you, the years are going to fly by. And I know that like if you're just starting, you're very nervous, and I completely understand that. I literally still am nervous about college, and like I've been in it for years, but the years are gonna fly by. Every year that you're in college, at least that's my experience, and this is like everybody I know, their experience, despite like if they like school or not, the years are going to go by more and more quickly. Your freshman year, it's gonna fly, but then sophomore year, it's gonna fly even faster. Junior year, what happened? And like, I bet you in a year from now, I'm gonna be saying like, did senior year even happen? Like, I blinked and it was over, and now I'm graduated and I can't breathe. Take advantage of the time that you have, the opportunities in front of you, the resources. There are so many cool things happening on your college campus that you probably don't know about, and I know that they try to advertise them probably at your university, and like people just kind of like shut them off, and they're like, oh, like that's like whatever, I'm gonna go out and party instead. But honestly, like, you have a lot in front of you, and like the money that you're putting into this education, like, take advantage of the resources, the people, the professors, the networking, you know, for your future career, or just like learning, and take advantage of like all of the different classes. Like, when you have time, hopefully in your college curriculum, to just like take a couple classes that are in topics that aren't your major and they interest you, take them. Like, take an art history course, take a ceramics course, take like a physical fitness course. There is like so much in front of you. I mean, I can't say this for like the scope of every university ever in the world, but at mine at least, like, my only regret is that I didn't do more, and I have another year to do more, but like, still, the years have just flown by, and I'm so sentimental about them. Like, I look back and it literally feels like I just moved into my freshman year floor, like right into the dorm as a wee little freshman, and that was years ago. And if I had seen myself now back when I started college, like, oh man, this makes me emotional, I would be like really proud of the woman that I've become, and the woman that university and like education and all of the classes I've taken and the knowledge I've gained and the people I met, like what that has made me. A lot stronger, more experienced, and I've lived a lot since I started college, and I'm continuing to live and grow, but I'm so grateful for the time that I've had here and the people that I've met along the way who have made me better and challenged me, and the hard times. I'm so grateful for the times that I've had where I was struggling, the times where I was anxious, or the times that I was sad or scared, or I felt like I was in danger even. The times I stretched out of my comfort zone, though, I will say, those were the times that I think that I grew the most. With that, I'm gonna throw a bonus tip in here, and this is about college major. My last tip just kind of like brought this into my head. So don't like stress yourself out over college major. I mean, first of all, it doesn't matter that much. I know that that like doesn't sound very like helpful or intelligent, but I'm telling you, like everybody that I've met in my internship here in Manhattan, like people who are in careers, like solid careers, they majored in like such random things in college, and they're like, yeah, I don't use that like music degree that I have in my corporate job, and like they're doing marketing now or whatever. So don't overthink it. There is a lot of value, and I will vouch for this, in like a liberal arts degree. You have this like whole person education, and you've learned so many different things that like, yeah, maybe you didn't major in like human biology, but that doesn't mean that you like can't necessarily do a lot of work and become a doctor someday, you know? Like there's a lot of opportunity in this world, and college major doesn't define the rest of your future. Take some classes that interest you, and you're gonna find that like those classes that are really valuable to you and you actually really like enjoy going to, and you really get like along well with the professors, that's where you should be focusing, not on like the classes that you think will bring you to a career that'll make you a lot of money and like make you successful necessarily, because like that only takes you so far in life, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up because this is a really long video, but thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that these were helpful, and I'll see you in some more back to school themed videos. So, bye!